What's going on, guys? You guys know what it is, Power Hour live stream. A couple minutes late, sorry about that. Was watching the carnage go down on oil. I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but oil is getting destroyed. Let me see if I can pull it up here. So, I've never seen this in my lifetime. I have never seen anything trade negative. I heard about it being possible. I read about certain futures contracts are designed to be able to be traded negative because they're not it's not the actual price of oil, right? It's just a futures contract. So when it's trading negative, it's basically how do I put this? The people who are trading the futures contract, the closest contract, which right now is the May contract, the people who are trading the May contract are so bearish that the selling is pushing it into the negative range, right? So the actual price of oil is not negative. It's just the futures price on the May contract that is negative. The actual price of oil is still around $20 a barrel. You can look that up by looking up the continuous price of oil. So this is the crude oil continuous contract. It's about $20. This is like the actual price of oil, not the futures contract's price of oil, right? So yeah, here are all the different contracts. You have the May contract, the front month, you have June, July, etc. You can see they're all getting destroyed, basically. All the closer months are getting obliterated. May is down $40, down to negative 22. The front month as well. The June one is only down $4, so June's pretty standard, still about $20. But this is the continuous contract. So if you guys want to look at the continuous contract, you just look up the crude oil continuous contract. Here is the link if you guys want to look at it. Let me pull up. So this is the front month. So if you're trading oil on futures, this is like the closest contract. The CL1 is the closest contract on TradingView, right? So this one bottomed out at negative $40. Which, like I said, I have never seen any time in my life. I've never seen anything go negative. This is quite exceptional. What's going on, Block Tech, Digital, Amir? How you guys doing? Yeah, Digital said, anyone need some oil? Yeah, really. Block Tech said, how do we long oil the commodity? So just look for companies that are heavily focused on oil. So there's a lot of companies that are around that are heavily focused on oil, right? Some are focused on oil and natural gas. Some are focused on the transport of oil. Some are focused on the exploration of oil, like finding oil, right? So there's tons of tickers for oil. I posted 4 of my favorite ones in Discord. So if you guys are in Discord, take a look at the stock channel. If you guys are looking to invest in oil, I did post 4 of my favorite ones. USO, I will say, is one of them. USO is a very, very common way to trade oil. It is the United States Oil Fund. There are 3 other ones that I posted in the Discord. One of them is a storage and transportation company based on oil. One of them is a big name oil company, and then one of them is a company that's based on not only oil but natural gas as well. Digital said you could long the USO ETF. Yeah, USO ETF. There's options contracts on the USO ETF. which I may look at. I already have some options contracts on USO, but they're $14 contracts, so they're for next year, so they're very they're very far out. I might look at like buying some lottos here for the next month or so. I'll let you guys know in Discord if I decide on that. It is a crazy time that we're seeing. Like I said, once in a lifetime. I've never seen this before, ever. So I might take advantage of it. I might throw some money at it. We'll see. I already lost a lot of money on oil earlier this year, so I don't know how much more money I want to throw at oil. But yeah, have you guys ever seen this? Negative $40. I have tick data for oil. I posted the tick chart in Discord. Look at how disgusting this is. Just down, down, down. Little bit of consolidation, rip, consolidation, rip. And then it starts to get disgusting. This is the ATR of the ticks. The ATR was around like 1. It was around like $1, 1 point. Now the ATR is 7. That's disgusting. This is a 144 tick chart. So that means that in 144 trades, oil is on average moving $7. That's disgusting. 144 trades, oil is moving $7. This is what happens when there is a global oil demand crisis, and instead of cutting supply, you see this big ego war from Russia and Saudi Arabia, who neither one of them want to cut supply. They want to just produce. Like I told you guys many times before, basic economics. Supply goes up, demand goes down, the price craters. Will said, what country are we going to war with now? Yeah, really. And somebody in Discord was asking, like, what would bring the price of oil back? Maybe a massive explosion at one of these big production plants. That would slowly bring the price of oil back up. But all right, let's talk about the SPY a little bit. Well, first let's look at the sectors. All sectors are red today except for gold. Gold's up 1.4%. Every other sector is red for the day. Let's go back to SPY. Very uneventful day for me today. I was really hoping today was going to be a good start of our week. Our strategy was going to do well. I was hoping for the best. I didn't take any trades today. There was only one trade before lunchtime. To put this into perspective, last Monday, we had 7 trades before lunchtime. On Friday, we had about 5 trades before lunchtime. So on average, we typically see about 4 to 5, sometimes 7 on the high end, trades before lunchtime. Between that like 9:30 to 12 o'clock range. That is when I want to take my trades, make my money, and get out. Today, we only had 1 trade before lunchtime, this trade here. I did not take this trade. There was little to no consolidation. So, because of the volatility today, because of what's going on with oil, this did not give me a really good entry. It only consolidated for about 15 seconds, so it would have been damn near impossible to enter. So we didn't trade today. There was a couple of lunchtime trades. They did hit your targets, so if I traded during lunchtime, I could have made some money today. There was 4 trades so far after lunchtime. We had actually a couple more. You had 1 here that did very well. You also had 1 here that did hit your target. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades after lunchtime. This one I don't think hit your target. No, so this one failed. This one failed. This one hit your target. This one, I believe, hit your target. This one definitely hit your target. And then this one as well, depending on how you entered. So these two gave you about 9 points. That's almost $500. So these are like $500 bounces here. These were, a couple of these were wrong. This one was 3 points. This one was 4 points. So that's $200, $150 on that one. This one had given you about $200. Now, if you took this trade and held on to it, this one gave you about 20 points. So that could have been about $1,000. But yeah, besides that, not very productive day today. Markets are pretty bearish. You had a gap down. You tried to fill the gap. You did fill the gap towards the bottom of the move here, but you did not actually fill the gap according to the closing candle. But if you do look at that kind of support and resistance, you did kind of fill that gap, but not perfectly. And then you started to fail down towards the end of the day because of what's going on with oil. Like I told you guys before, the stock market likes to follow oil if oil is being volatile. So if oil sees a massive move up or a massive move down, typically the stock market will follow. But if the oil market is just kind of doing its thing and being kind of volatile but no massive moves, it doesn't always correlate. But when you have those massive moves, you do see a correlation. Yeah, BlockTech, no problem, man. Keep an eye on those tickers. Those are good tickers. One of those tickers is already up over 10% today. Let me catch up on chat here. What's going on, Turnip? Keytoy, what's going on, man? Did I miss anybody? We got Amir here, Digital, BlockTech, Keytoy, Turnip. Who else is in here? Sneaky, what's going on, Sneaky? This is just the price for April. Yeah, so that's the price for May, I believe. I think the April contract expired already. That's the price for May. You guys are talking about long. BlockTech said I'm long Ethereum to 184. Digital said, I hope you hit it at 184. Won't. Oh yeah. Digital said he was shorting Ethereum at 160. Or no, 180. Nice. Yeah, I'll take a look at some cryptocurrency in a little bit. Turnip said, although June will probably still be 20. Oh, he said June will probably go lower than 20. Yeah. Sneaky said, is this the top of the retrace of the market because oil collapsed, or do you think we still have a bit more to run on stimulus package 2? Yeah, honestly, like I've been saying, it's so hard to predict because, like you said, the Fed printers, man, they throw the market out of whack, right? So you have the Fed just kind of breaking everything that should be happening with the market. The Fed is kind of breaking, right? So it's really hard to predict what the market's going to do. But like I told you guys, I showed you guys last couple of streams. We've seen this before the last two recessions. We see that 50% retrace off the bottom, and then we see it nuke. So we have seen this before. Now this one has retraced a little bit more than 50. It's about 55. But if you guys follow my Fibonacci technique, I released a video on this. What did I tell you guys? I told you guys the buy zone of the buy zone or the sell zone of the sell zone is where you look to take those trades, right? Those heavily trending trades. Let's go here. Let's go to this. So that is basically, did I do that right? I think I might need to do this. I might need to do this backwards. Here we go. So look at that. That is the sell zone of the sell zone. You have the sell zone here from your entire move, that 50 to 618. And then you have that 618 of that zone, right? So if you don't break out of this 618 here, and that 200 EMA on the daily, looking pretty bad. It's looking pretty bad. I don't think the stimulus package is going to be enough, but we'll see. Especially with oil completely imploding. Digital said Ethereum's breaking down now. BlockTech said he got stopped out. What's going on with crypto? Are they nuking here? Oh yeah, look at that. Bitcoin down 4.5%. Never regained its point of origin. Told you guys that on stream. Ethereum failing the top of the cloud there on the daily. Back below the 200 EMA. Not looking too good. Hopefully you guys that are in the Discord, hopefully you guys paid attention to the summary of markets. One of the main things I said in the summary of markets was there was no hope for bulls on oil. We called the bottom of oil damn near like a month in advance, right? Well, the local bottom. I told you guys all the way from like $40, it was headed down towards that monthly pivot, which was around $18 to $20. We started bouncing off that pivot almost to the penny, but then we lost that pivot. When we lost that pivot, I told you guys in the summary of markets, that was it. There's no hope for bulls until that pivot is regained. That was yesterday. It nuked 150%, 200%. Actually, no, sorry, 300% on WTI today. So, quite disgusting. Quite disgusting. The SPY is actually hitting low of day. You can see the original low of day was the open. So you had the open there. A little bit of a sell-off after the open. That was your original low of day. Popped up off of that. You tried to fill the gap. Like I said, if you look at this support level, you did fill the gap. But if you look at the actual gap, you always want to take that final candle, right? Because that's where the gap comes from. We did not fill the gap. Right? So we're currently seeing a little bit of a sell-off, a little bit of a distribution, or sorry, an accumulation. We'll grab some levels here. That's really all you got for resistance. Here's a support coming in. This one is this blue line is that low from the open of the day. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's see. Turnup said, Deja, can you imagine if Pal set up a Twitter account and started tweeting? Oh, God. The most powerful man in the world. Yeah, really. Sneaky said, we have Arthur Hayes, not too different from J Pal. You're not lying, dude. Arthur Hayes and his market makers. Basically the same as Pal and his printer. Sneaky said, would you qualify that as a hangman candle Friday S&P? Are you talking about the daily? Yeah, you could qualify that as a hangman. It is a small hammer at the top of an uptrend. Now, typically for a hangman, you want the wick to be a lot longer than that. But you could consider that a hangman. It is a hammer candle at the top of a trend, which is basically what you need for a hangman. Digital said, my ETH and Bitcoin short is killing now. Nice, man. Yeah, I'm still cashed out. I've been cashed out for a while. Amir said, do you think we will see a drop for Bitcoin like the oil drop? I don't think like the oil drop, no. Oil is dropping on fundamentals. So I don't think anything's going to drop quite like oil. Oil is dropping, like I said, because the demand across the world is extremely low and the supply across the world is extremely high. I wouldn't look for any correlations here, guys, with Bitcoin and oil. Oil is not technically dropping. It is fundamentally dropping. Oil is being driven down by fundamentals here. It is not being driven down by technicals. So looking for a technical correlation is pointless. Now, do I think Bitcoin will go down? Yes. Do I think it's going to go down because of oil? No. I think that argument is stupid. I think you're going to see a lot of that on Twitter in the next week or so. Everyone is going to be comparing Bitcoin and like crypto to what's going on in oil. It doesn't make any sense. Don't fall for that shit. Like I said, oil is falling fundamentally. Looking for a technical correlation off of fundamental failure is pointless. Sneaky said, what price to have oil-based Bitcoin mining? Yeah, really, I don't know, man. That's funny. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put these back up. So what do we have? We've got about half an hour left on the market. Market's seeing a sell-off towards the end of the day because of oil. It might try to recover if oil calms down here. Sorry, I was responding to somebody. Send me a message. Turnip said this might cause more hydroelectric ETC to switch, or etc. to switch to Bitcoin mining if they cannot compete with low oil prices for energy production. Just spitballing ideas. Sneaky said, does this kill alternative energy on a kilowatt per hour basis? I have no idea, man. I'm not heavily researched in like that field. Like looking at the fundamentals of energy production from oil, from solar, from hydro, from wind. I don't do a lot of research and stuff like that. Hey, August, what's going on, man? I'm not your guy for that. What I will say is this carnage is probably it's probably pushing more people away from oil, right? It's probably finally getting people to realize that the oil market is extremely volatile, and that the world is not as heavily reliant on oil as we think we are. If the world was solely relied, like if the world solely relied on oil, it would be very hard for us to allow this kind of thing to happen, right? I think a lot of people have this image in their head that, like, if oil tanks, the economies around the world are going to crumble, and our whole world economy is just reliant on oil. You know what I mean? I think that these types of moves are necessary for people to realize that we don't need oil as much as people think. Now, obviously, we need oil. Oil seriously is a main component of the way our world economy works. It's not as strong as people think, though. You could even argue that with oil plummeting like this, it could hurt those other renewable energies, right? Because if the price of, let's say, trying to think of a good example. Let's say like, I don't know, like a Tesla, right? So like a Tesla car takes a lot of electrical components in those batteries, right? So you can look at the price that it takes to create these batteries for the Tesla compared to the price that it takes to create a standard car that runs on oil, right? It runs on gas. Because the price of oil is going down, it looks more affordable. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know I'm butchering this analogy. Excuse me. But do you guys get what I'm saying? If oil goes down, it makes it more affordable. It makes it look more affordable. Og TV on YouTube? Oh, I got you, August. Okay. Will said, U.S. is the #1 oil producer in the world, but it costs quite a bit the way we extract it. Yeah, so I've read a lot about that. I've read that the U.S. has like the best oil in the world, like when it comes to like grading the oil. I've heard that the U.S. has the best oil. I don't know how true that is. I have read that we are the #1 producer as well. Sneaky said, time to research who is overexposed in U.S. fracking debt, incoming bankruptcies. Yeah, really. Now look at natural gas. I talked about this in Discord. I think my thing is still broken. For some reason, my trading view is broken. I can't search anything. Thankfully, I have these added to a watch list already. So look at natural gas futures. Natural gas futures are doing very well here. People don't understand that natural gas and oil are not the same thing. They do not correlate 100%, right? So natural gas is actually doing quite well here. This is oil. This is natural gas. Oil. Natural gas. So people are all thinking about investing in oil right now. I'd say natural gas might have a bounce as well. Who knows? Natural gas might outperform. It's outperformed so far. Just saying. Let's see. BlockTech, you said your TV's broken too. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's been doing that all day. Sneaky said, serious though, is there a way to buy the capitulation bottom for oil? I'd imagine in 1 year our infrastructure is still going to be highly reliant on oil, and the companies that couldn't weather the storm are no longer producing supply. Yeah, so I posted it in Discord already. I posted the 4 main stocks that I'm watching. Like if you want to invest in oil right now, if you think that right now is a good time to invest because of the carnage, those 4 stocks are the ones that I'm looking at. The problem is you guys are seeing the capitulation on the futures contract, right? So the futures contract is negative. It is completely capitulating. But if you go look at oil companies, they're not doing that bad today. A lot of the oil companies are only down 5 or 10%. Now here, I'll show you. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me sign into Webull here and I'll show you. Give me 1 second. Let's go to the energy sector. Let's see, do we have like an actual oil sector, or is it just energy? Might just be energy. And then we have renewable energy. So let's use energy, fossil fuels here. Most oil companies, you want to go for the big companies. So anything over $1 billion, really. EPS, let's just say positive. And that's fine for now. So look at all these companies here. They're not doing that bad. Like people are looking at this carnage on oil. They think that all these oil companies are just getting destroyed. Some of these companies are up 10% today. And the worst company out of this scan, these are the profitable oil companies, companies that are looking at over $1 billion market cap and they have positive earnings per share. So these are decent oil companies. Out of all of these companies, the worst one is only down 12%. So people are seeing this carnage in the futures and they think that everything is capitulating. It's not, guys. The market has not capitulated yet. Why I'm saying this is if you got in these oil companies today, they could still go down much farther than what they're at right now. It's not a guaranteed buy this capitulation, hold on to it for a few years, and it will do better, right? Now, yeah, you're looking at a pretty good opportunity here. It is definitely capitulating. These companies aren't on like a fire sale right now. I think a lot of people are expecting these companies to be on like a fire sale, to be on a ridiculously bad day, minus 30%, minus 50%. A lot of these oil companies are not down that much. So you're not getting a huge discount today compared to what you were getting yesterday, is my point here. You can see the chart for today on these stocks. A lot of these are not doing bad. Webull is pretty. It really is, dude. When I first started using Webull, compared to Robinhood, I thought, because I've been using Robinhood for so long, I thought that all of the like stock trading apps were just kind of like Robinhood, where they didn't give you a lot of data. There wasn't a lot you could do. It was just kind of simple buy, sell. You know what I mean? Not a whole lot of information. And then I started using Webull, and holy shit, this is like actual trading. They actually give you the information that you want to see. This is awesome. If you guys like looking at fundamentals, the way they show their financials on Webull is fantastic. This is really clean. They show you like the past 4 quarters of the EPS, revenue, EBIT, net income, income statement. It's fantastic. Yeah, you can short on Webull as well. Balance sheet, cash flow. As you guys know, I am a partner with Webull. This is not a hashtag ad or anything. They're not paying me to talk about them right now. But I am a partner. We are doing a promotion where if you guys sign up with our referral link and you deposit at least $100, you get 2 free stocks, and we're going to give you access to all of our indicators for 30 days. If you guys would like to get involved in that, here is our Webull referral link. You can check them out. I'm going to be making some videos on them pretty soon. Let me go back and read these messages that I missed. Keytoy said Samsung has released info on their solid-state battery tech recently. Will be big for electric vehicles. Awesome. I think it's good when a lot of these tech companies go open source on stuff like that. They help each other out because it helps us, the customer, out for sure. Keytoy said quoted as 50% a smaller battery than current EVs with 500 a mile. 500. You mean 500 miles per battery? Solid state is big for battery tech. Turnip said, also, I don't know if people are misunderstanding or not. Today was oil prices for next month. The futures oil prices for month of June are still... Yeah, so Turnip, before you got here at the start of the stream, I went over the continuous contract for oil. So that is not the actual price of oil, guys. If you guys look at the continuous price of oil, this is the price of oil. This is the continuous contract. The actual price of oil is $21 a barrel. Now you have futures contracts, which like May is down -38. And then June is still 21. July, 27. August, 29. They're still going up. They're still ascending as you go farther out. But the current month, the May month, is getting obliterated. So basically what people are saying is they do not think that oil is going to go up in May. Now look at the natural gas continuous contract. The natural gas continuous contract is doing very well today. It's up almost 12%. The futures contracts are also doing well. So natural gas isn't doing that bad. Let's see. MRO is on sale. What's MRO? Turnip said, this link best explains the oil prices for today and why it's only affected oil prices and not much else. Extreme storage and delivery issue while shipping and processing isn't at full strength. I don't know enough to comment. Negative prices seem to be a way to bid for storage space. That makes sense. Let's see. Tavali said, we're going to get a link to your Discord group. The Discord is Oasis Trading. Here, I'll type it in. oasistrading.io/Discord. We have a 50% discount going on until the end of April. The code is premium. Also, guys, the discount for the indicators, it's 25% off right now. Code BUNDLE. That will also be until the end of April, and then we're going to close that off. I made a few changes to the Discord recently. If you guys are in the Discord, you probably noticed. I added a new channel for the trading system that we've been teaching recently. So there's a new channel for that where I'm posting the strategy, some screenshots to show you the entries and the exits and whatnot. Anything that I do to update the strategy, I'll post in that channel. I also made a new section in the Discord called Help, where you guys can post general questions. Analysis request was moved there. Trading tips was moved there, and the tutoring sessions was moved there. So it's no new channels except for the question one. I just moved some stuff around, reorganized. Also, on the website, I went ahead and streamlined all of the prices of the indicators. They're all the same price now. So all of them individually are $49 a month, $44 with your member discount, $125 a quarter, $112 with your member discount, $439 one time, $395 with your member discount. So that is the same across the board now. So there's no differences to confuse you. Yeah, that's all the changes that I made recently. Sneaky said, thanks, I'll check it out. I know likey Robinhood. I like looking quickly at EPS and balance sheets. Yeah, Sneaky, dude, check out Webull. Use that link. Like I said, you can get access to the indicators for 30 days. Fundamentals, the financials on Webull, much better. This is even better looking on the app as well. This is just a web app. Their phone app is fantastic. I still am getting used to the web app because I've been using the phone app pretty much the entire time I've had Webull. So I'm still getting used to this, but their phone app is fantastic. If you guys have any questions on Webull, just feel free to message me. I've been using it for a little while now. MRO is Marathon. Is that Marathon Oil? Or is it just Marathon? I know there's a company called Marathon Oil, I believe. I just saw it earlier today. I don't think I can I look it up? Oh, it's working again. Yeah, Marathon Oil. Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah, so overall, they're down a lot. Don't get me wrong. Overall, these oil companies are down a lot from where they were before the coronavirus, right? But people are seeing the massive plummet in oil today, and they're assuming all the oil companies all over the world are plummeting. They're not even moving today, really. They're down 5-10%. That's a standard day in the oil market. Oil is very volatile. For companies to be down 5 or 10% in one day, that's normal. That's business as usual. So when this company is down 3% today, that's business as usual. People are assuming there's going to be fire sales across the board. It's just not happening. You want some ATL? What's ATL? Oh, all-time lows. Sorry. Oh, you're saying you want some all-time lows. I got you. Yeah, there's no all-time lows right now. Well, some of these companies probably. Yeah, like this company. A lot of these oil companies probably are at all-time lows. They're just not all-time lows down 50%. You know what I mean? So like U.S. oil, all-time low. U.S. oil is getting destroyed right now. It's plummeting, right? Look at that volume coming in. That's why I said U.S. oil, if you guys are looking to invest in oil, U.S. oil is probably one of the best. Occidental moves like 5% every day. Yeah. His Occidental, is that Oxy? Yeah, Oxy. It's business as usual, man. That looks like a Bitcoin chart. Yeah, so like I said, guys, just if you're looking to invest in oil, just do some research, man. Don't just assume that today all the stocks are going to be on a massive discount and then tomorrow you're going to make a lot of money. Now, will that be the case for some companies? Probably. Whoa, big sell-off. 350, 350. This is the Fed window. 350 and 355 are the Fed windows. That's when the volume starts to come in. Look at that. Volume coming in. And if you guys are looking at trading oil options, I wouldn't go too crazy. Don't be buying them like for next week. I'd look at least like probably 3 to 4 weeks out. Give yourself some time. Don't go nuts and buy the ones that expire on Friday. You know what I mean? That's just pure gambling. That's not trading. Check out GGP. I don't think I've seen that one. Are you talking about this gold company? What are you talking about? They're not even on the US market. They're doing quite good, though. They're not on the US market, so I wouldn't trade them. All-time low oil prices, printers all around the world going burr. Yep. Gold stabilizing. Looks good for gold miners to me. Gold's the only sector that's positive today. All the other sectors are red. We have less than, was that 7 minutes to go on the daily close for SPY. Looking like it's going to close red today. You did see a gap down today, and it's pretty much just hovering towards the low of the day. Nothing crazy, didn't drop like oil, but we are seeing a sell-off, mainly probably from oil. It likes to correlate when oil is very volatile. Pretty standard. By the way, guys, with the Webull thing, I was having a couple people ask me about it. For the screenshots, when you sign up, it makes it easier if you screenshot it right as you click the link, because it shows my email to confirm. But if you don't screenshot it, I can see the first 3 letters of your email when you sign up. So as long as you can confirm those first 3 letters, you're good to go. It retested towards that low of the low of the day on the open. Currently selling off. You have not grabbed that lower liquidity around 281. Could try to grab that before we close, but only about 5 minutes left. You do have another Fed window coming in 1 minute. We'll see if the Fed wants to pump it. Didn't look like they did. They missed the pump on 350. Let's see if they did a lot of repos today. 5.2 billion, 31 billion. Actually, that's not a lot, but it was a lot more than Friday. 7.6, 9.7. They got a lot of repos here. These are Friday. Yeah, so probably about 30 to 40 billion. That's not that much compared to the bottom. If you guys were watching the stream towards the bottom, they were pumping over 200 billion a day. 200 billion, 300 billion. Disgusting. Do you look at the S&P 500 Owanda chart? No, I look at the ARCA chart. The SPY. SPY on ARCA. It's the same as the one on the CBOE as well. They're pretty much all the same. But I use SPY from Arca. I have Arca data. It's only about $2 a month. So I've got live data for the SPY. 355 window coming in. You know what I'm going to do here? So I have $100 on my Webull account that I made for the partnership because I deposited $100 to get some free stocks. I'm just going to go ahead and buy some of these oil companies with that $100. It's only $100, right? Before the close, let's pick some up. I'm going to put 20% in USO. I might be able to show it. Am I on the... Oh, Jesus. Am I on the right account here? I think I'm on the... Yeah, this is my partner account. Let me go... Actually, yeah, here, I'll show you. Let's go to trade. I got USO. Okay, let's see. I've never used this to trade, so this will be a first. Let's buy some Oxy as well. That sounds awful, because Oxy is a term for a drug. What's Oxy at? Oxy's at like 1260. I'm just going to market buy some. What is that, a share amount? So I can't do percent. Oh, here we go. I can do percentages. Let's do 20%. And market, we're good. Does this show you? No, it doesn't show you. Okay. So I want you guys to know my password. Did that fill? Oh, I had to unlock it yet. I don't think it placed. I want more than one. I wanted to do 5, didn't I? Or no, it would be 1 if I'm doing 20%. Let's do 2. Where's the quantity here? There we go. So I did a market, so that should have bought it. I've got 2 minutes left. Yeah, this is low money, guys. This isn't my real account. This is just the $100 that I put in for my partnership account because I had to open up a second account for the partnership account. This is only $100. This is some of your guys' style. Okay. Hold on. Could have bought like 7 Fords, yeah. We got 1 minute. I probably won't have enough time to buy these other ones. And I can't buy these other ones anyway because I don't want to show you guys. They're in Discord. I've got a couple more in Discord. I don't want to show them off on stream. But there's a couple of them. Oxy and USO are 2 big ones. So we'll hold on to those. You know if they have API? I'm not sure. It's a very good question. I will look into that, though. That's a good question. I will check into that for you. The bell's going to ring here in a few seconds. Be careful with your ears. 5 seconds. If your headphones are loud, turn them down. There's the bell. that is the close of the day. That is kind of cool, though. I didn't realize what that button was. So I can do shares, I can do percentages, or I can do dollar amount. I like that. I was trying to figure out what that button was. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with the web app just yet. I've been using the phone app for the most part. All right, we're starting off this little baby account. $100. We have 5 shares of USO and we have 2 shares of Oxy. We still have $56 to play with on that $100 account. Maybe we can come up with some stuff as a stream and just throw it in that account and see how it goes. Maybe I'll let you guys decide what we buy. How about I'll do that tomorrow. I like that idea. So tomorrow, towards the end of the stream, but when the market's closing, you guys can come up with a stock. You guys can tell me some stocks you like. They got to be cheap stocks though. I've only got like $50 left. So I'll invest in like 2 more stocks, so $25 each. So I'll let you guys come up with a stock tomorrow. We'll take a look at a few, and then we'll throw it in the account. I vote put $20 in out of the money options for big gambles. I could do that too. I am approved for options, I believe. I'm not sure on my affiliate account. I am approved on my main account. I'll have to take a look on my affiliate. Alright, so what happened? The SPY closed down 1.7%. Let's take a look at extended hours. Not a whole lot going on after hours here. This blue line was like the low of the day. You had that gap down, a little bit of a low, then you popped up to that gap. We closed basically right on that, on the open. We're seeing this a lot. This is like the 4th day in a row that we've seen this, where you had a gap, you kind of went away from the gap, right? Or sorry, you went towards the gap, and then you ranged for the rest of the day, and then you closed around where you opened. We're seeing that for the past like 4 days. So we'll keep an eye on that pattern for tomorrow. Bree said Air Canada. What's the ticker on that? AC. Air Canada. Is that on? So that's not on the US market. I wouldn't be able to trade that. That's only on the Canadian market. I can take a look at it though. Obviously, it's an air company. I'm guessing Air Canada is like Boeing, right? It's like it's a plane company, air travel. So I'm assuming this company is getting destroyed because of coronavirus. Obviously, it's an airliner. So as the coronavirus continues, this company is going to continue to get killed. Now, I don't know what's going on in Canada. I don't know what's going on with the stimulus. Maybe they're helping this company out. Maybe they're not. I'm also not sure how big of a company this is, if this is one of the biggest airliners in Canada. If it's like Boeing, it's probably too big to fail. The government will not allow Boeing to fail. Boeing provides them too much of... they have too much government contracts, too many government contracts, right? They provide too much to the government outside of what they provide to the regular airline industry. So the government is not going to allow Boeing to fail. So if this company is like that for Canada, it's probably a good buy. But like Boeing, the government already said they're not going to allow Boeing to fail. So Boeing might go back down if this market continues to crash, but they're not going to fail. They are not going to go bankrupt. They will get bailed out. They will be one of the first companies to get bailed out. That's a hell of a drop. What did Boeing IPO at? Boeing IPO'd at $2.87. Don't you wish you could have bought Boeing at 50 cents or $2? Jesus. It is approaching its IPO price. But yeah, so if Air Canada is like that for Canada, like Boeing is for the United States, they're probably not a bad investment. They're the biggest in Canada. They're like Delta. Okay, yeah. If they're the biggest in Canada, I'm assuming if anything were to happen, they'd be bailed out. Can you show S&P futures? I can, but I don't have live data. I don't have live data on ES. I am delayed by 10 minutes, I believe. The live data for the futures on TradingView is ridiculously expensive. I have live data on my broker, not on TradingView. Bree said, I'm worried about the earnings coming out soon. Sneaky said you should be. Yeah, I agree with Sneaky. You should be worried about those. Because if those earnings... Well, these earnings are a little early, so they're not going to showcase the entire last quarter that got destroyed by coronavirus. If they were like a month or two later, it would showcase that. They're going to get hurt, but it's probably not going to be as bad as these other companies that have later earnings. If that makes sense. Because if the earnings are, let's say, in July, that's going to be reporting the prior quarter, right? So that prior quarter, if it was from like the start of coronavirus to the end of coronavirus, if coronavirus was there the entire time from start to finish of that quarter, it's going to destroy that quarter. But if the quarter was, let's say, half of it was a normal quarter, and then the other half was the coronavirus quarter, then it's not going to get hit as hard, if that makes sense. So because the earnings are a little early, they might not be as bad as expected, but they are going to be bad. Any airliners, any hospitality, hotels, cruise lines, anything like that, they're going to get killed. The earnings are going to be very, very bad. Hey, I'm already up 22 cents on my my oil trades that we just took for our little $100 account. Okay, I see it. Gotcha. Yeah, earnings for the next 3 months are going to be very interesting. There are a ton of earnings coming out. Do we have the... I don't think I have the earnings whisper. Oh, here we go. Let me, I'm going to close Thinkorswim for now. Let's go to the calendar here. I think we're on the calendar. Where is the one that shows you the... There's like a bigger picture view. Let me see if I can find it. Up-down calendar. List view, no. I don't know how to get to that other page. There's another page that has a much better picture than this. Yeah, no problem, Tony. Earnings highlights, maybe? Website's very slow. Ah, whatever. These are... Here, I'm gonna find it. Earnings Whisper. I think it's most anticipated. Here we go. So this is for this week. It's shitty quality because of Twitter. There's a lot of big companies releasing earnings this week. Netflix, Snapchat, Coke. Let's see. What else is in here? I don't know any of these other companies. Texas Instruments, Chipotle. That's all tomorrow. Wednesday, Delta. That's going to be huge. So make sure you look out for Delta on Wednesday. That's going to be the first big airliner. Southwest on Thursday. What else do we have here that's we want to keep our eye on? That's about it. Capital One, maybe. Intel. Keep an eye on those. That's about it. But yeah, Delta and Southwest. Delta on Wednesday before the open. Southwest Thursday before the open. Those are going to be huge. So keep an eye on those. I'll give you guys a link to that. But alright guys, with that, I'm going to close the stream down. I appreciate you guys being here as always. Thank you for being here live. If you're coming in to watch this on the VOD as well, I appreciate you guys being here. I will be streaming again tomorrow, same time, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you guys for the rest of the week, 3 p.m. Eastern, for our Power Hour live streams. I think that's all I got for you guys. Appreciate you guys being here as always, and I will see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. You guys have a good rest of your night. Stay safe. See you tomorrow.